The day has arrived. This is one of my all-time favourite days in the lead up to a Disney World trip. It's ADR day, aka Advanced Dining Reservation Day. It is now 60 days ahead of my trip, so today I'm going to be booking my advanced dining reservations. Because I am staying on site, I can book up to 10 days at a time. So I have with me my handy little list of all the ones that I can book today because they're in the first 10 days of my trip. The ones in white I'm going to book in the following couple of days as they become open. But let's get ready. Booking dining reservations can be one of the most stressful parts of a Disney World trip. With so many amazing restaurants and a lot of them hard to get reservations to, there is a lot of pressure so that you don't miss out. But I have created a strategy that helps me get every single dining reservation I've ever wanted. So I'm going to let you know how I go about booking step by step today. My name is Sophie from Most Magical Guides, and I make videos packed full of tips and advice to help you visit the Disney parks like a pro, helping you to maximise the magic by mastering the planning. If you do like this type of content, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Because I'm in the UK, I can start booking from 11 AM today. It opens at 6 AM Florida time, and there's a 5-hour time difference, so it's 11 AM here. But I'm going to get ready pre 11 AM because there are some steps you need to take in advance. About 10:45, I'm going to head to the Disney World website so I can log into my Disney Experience account. So the first thing you want to do is look at the menu options at the top of the page and head to My Disney Experience and sign in. If you don't already have an account, this is the perfect time to do it because you are going to need one to book your dining reservations, but it's also where you can link your hotel reservation if you are staying in a Disney World resort, and that is very important because if you want to be able to see those full 10 days, because you have that advantage as a hotel guest, you need to have linked your booking in advance. Once you've signed into the My Disney Experience account and you have linked your hotel booking, what you then need to do is make sure you have a credit card on file. And this is because they do need a credit card as a guarantee for your dining reservation bookings, because if you don't show up, there is a $10 fee per person. Now, the good news is you can cancel dining reservations up to 2 hours ahead of it. So you should never really get this charge because you have plenty of time to cancel, but you do need to have that. So what I would do is add that to your account now, and then when you are starting to book your dining, it's a much quicker process because they already have that on file and you don't need to keep typing it out. Once you've done that, you're going to head to the things to do section, and here you can find dining. You can make dining reservations, look at all the dining, find out everything. Once you're on this page, you have a list of every single restaurant at Disney World. What I then do is open up every single restaurant page that I'm going to need to book a reservation with. Now, you can either do this by scrolling down this list, or you can use the search bar at the top of the page and just type in the restaurants and open them that way. But it is an important step to make sure that every single restaurant has its own tab and they are all ready to go before 11 AM. On the All Dining page, you can search for the restaurants in a few different ways. You can search either by alphabetical order, by location, or by featured, the restaurants that Disney is suggesting for you. I personally like to look by location because when I'm planning my dining, I tend to book restaurants that are either in the park I am in or in the resorts near them. So it's easy for me to do this by location. Or I simply use the search function because it's a really quick way of finding the restaurants you want instead of scrolling down the page. Now, as I showed you earlier, I have my list of reservations that I want here, and this is super handy because what I've done is I've actually listed all the restaurants I want to dine in, but I haven't done them in date order. I have done them in the order that they are the most difficult to get. So when you're booking, don't be doing them in date order, in chronological order. Book them with the hardest to get reservations first because you will have the most likely chance of getting those reservations because you'll be doing it as soon as they open. And if you have hard to get reservations and you are staying on site, what I would suggest is booking them further into your trip. As I say, you can book up to 10 days of your trip at that 60-day mark. So if there's a hard to get reservation, like Be Our Guest, something like that, you could book that on your 9th day of your trip because very few people are going to have access to that date ahead of time, just hotel guests like you, so you have a much better chance of getting those reservations. If you'd like a template to make it a bit easier for you to book your dining reservations, do check out my website shop because I have lots of different templates on offer, including this one, which also comes with a few other templates related to dining. Each restaurant has its own webpage, which is super handy because you can see the menu and the pricing. And what I like to do ahead of my trips is look up kind of what I think I might eat so I know how much to budget for my trip. Don't forget that if you go to a quick service and table service restaurants, you need to add tax on top. And if you go to table service restaurants, you also have to add a tip, which is typically around 20%. So be sure you factor these into your cost so you also know what to budget for. Once you have got all of your tabs open, what you are then going to do is rearrange them. So you're going to put them in the order of the hardest to get reservations first. And then once you're booking, you can just move from tab to tab to tab, knowing you're booking in the right order. I keep the printed out version of my template next to me so I can easily reference back to it and I'm not having to switch between screens on my laptop. I just personally like doing it this way. Maybe it's because I'm old, but I love having the printed version because it's just much quicker to glance quickly to get the information I need rather than switching screens when I'm trying to book and waste time and miss out on the reservation potentially. Sometimes when opening up a restaurant page, you may get a "we had to duck out" error message, but never fear. Simply go back to the menu and go to book dining reservations. Here you will see a blue button, click on it, select the number of people, the date you would like, and it will put up all of the reservations available on that day for every restaurant at Disney World. So simply scroll down until you find the restaurant you want to dine in and book that way instead. Now your restaurant pages are all in order, but there's one final step that I like to do. On the restaurant page, there will be a blue button that says check available dates. What I will do is I will click through that on every single page because that's going to actually take you to the reservation page. When you're booking, it will speed things up a bit if you have already done this step because it's one less page to get taken through. Something else I also have to hand is my itinerary planner, and this is really handy because it shows me each week, so I've got 2 for the 2 weeks I'm going to be there. I've already kind of penciled in what I'm wanting, so if I ever, when I'm booking, think, oh, which date was that, or I'm thinking about the other plans, does this time fit in with my plans, I can quickly go and reference my itinerary planner and know what I'm doing each day so that I can easily make those reservations. And that is also available on my website, so do go check it out because if you're looking for dining, itinerary, budget, packing lists, there's everything, and I cover Disney World, Disneyland and Disneyland Paris. And then comes the exciting part. At 11 o'clock you want to refresh that first page. You are then going to select your party size and then scroll down to the dates. Now you should be able to see the dates open up for your trip, and if you're staying on site you'll actually see 60 days plus the 10 days, which is super handy. Disney World have also added this new feature so you can see up to 10 days at a time. So say you wanted to visit Be Our Guest and you were going to be visiting Magic Kingdom for a few days and you hadn't decided which day you wanted yet, you'll be able to see multiple days, up to 10 days, at one time on this reservation screen, and you can pick the day and the time that suits you best. This is super handy because it cuts down the need of having to constantly look up different dates. You can see all the dates at once, which is fantastic. Simply select the date that you want and the time, and then you are good to go. If you are feeling a bit overwhelmed with booking the dining reservations because it is a lot of pressure and it is stressful, or you're simply not going to be available exactly at 11 AM 60 days in advance of your trip, be sure to check out my Disney World dining reservation planning service. Here I will do the booking for you and I'll use my strategy to get you all those reservations that you want. I'm so confident that I have the best strategy that if I don't get 100% of the reservations you want, then I will give you 50% of your money back. So definitely go check this out because it can save you a lot of time, a lot of hassle, and ensure you get all of those Disney World dining reservations that you want. On the next page, you can add a celebration cake if you are going to be celebrating, and you can also let them know of any dietary requests or accessibility requirements that you have. Next up is the checkout page. Here you can set your email address. They will typically use the email address that is linked to your My Disney Experience account, but you can change it if you need to send it to a different email address. You'll also add a phone number here, and you can change it to any number from around the world. So even though it does have a default of a US number, there is a drop down menu so I can change it to the UK for me. Once you've completed that, you then go to the credit card guarantee. If you haven't got a card linked, you will have to manually keep typing in those details, such as the long number. So I would definitely add it in before to save yourself time, and time is of the essence when you're booking your dining reservations, so definitely do this in advance. After the credit card guarantee section, you will check a box to say you agree to the guest policies, and then you just click to confirm and you have your reservation. So it is tempting to skip ahead whilst the page is loading that confirm, but what you do need to do is wait until you do get that confirm message before starting your next booking, because otherwise it can delete the previous booking because it hasn't completed. It's also worth noting, if you are trying to book 2 reservations too close together, then a message will pop up to say which reservation do you want to keep, because of course you can only have 1 reservation at a time. So if there are 2 restaurants and you're undecided, maybe book 1 for lunch, 1 for dinner, and avoid this problem. And then once you've decided which one you want to dine in, you can cancel the other reservation. Now, booking your dining reservations is one of the most stressful days, but this is like my Olympics. I have trained for over a decade for this and I absolutely love it. I have waited over a year for this day, so I'm so excited to book my dining today. When I first started booking the dining and I was the person who was in charge of the plans for the holiday, I found it very, very stressful because you've planned exactly where you want to eat. It's a big part of the trip and it's really stressful knowing, are you going to get the reservations or not? So over the years, I've worked out the best ways to get those reservations. So now, instead of feeling nervous, I feel very confident, but I just get very excited. It's like I'm on the start line for a race and I'm about to go. So I can't wait. 2-minute rave, 2-minute rave. 2-minute rave. We've entered the 60-second mark. We've got 60 seconds till we can start booking. But everything is ready. All I've got to do is refresh that page and we're good to go. It's 11 o'clock. Let's refresh. Right, so we want the 9th till the 17th. Ooh! Well, do we want a really early one? So tonight we want about 6:45, 7 o'clock. The 17th at 5:45, 5:50. Fine with me. I'm down to the last few reservations. I've got absolutely everything I want and the times that I wanted as well. And it makes me sad that I've only got a few left to book because I love this. What? Now, I've come across an interesting problem because one of the restaurants that I wanted is closed for some of the days that I am there. For some reasons, it's shut on a Monday and a Tuesday. So I'm going to have a quick look at my handy little itinerary to see where maybe I could fit it in instead. Could do it that night. Once you have finished booking and got all those reservations you want, you can go back to the My Disney Experience part of the menu and then look at your plans. And there you'll be able to see all of your dining reservations and the dates and times you have booked. By looking through your plans, it's really handy to see that you've not made any errors. So you may have accidentally booked for the wrong date or the wrong time. And if that's the case, you can then modify your booking, which is really, really handy. So you can easily change that to the right date and time. I hope this video has been helpful if you are going to be booking your own Disney World reservations. It's such a fun part of the trip and it feels great once you know you've got all of the reservations you want. So I wish you good luck. And do remember, if you aren't going to be available or you are feeling overwhelmed, check out my Disney World dining booking service so I can book them all for you. And as you can see, I managed to get all the reservations I wanted at the exact times I wanted. So my strategy works. So do go check that out. Until next time, I hope you have a most magical day. Bye bye.